Hello, this is Eleanor,
Hello, this is Phil
and you're listening to A Dad
and his daughter figuring out ADHD
Out Loud.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to A Dad
And his daughter
Figuring Out ADHD
Out Loud.
Loud. I think we've already done that in the intro. We do that quite regularly.
We do that.
But actually, it's on the bit I
Yeah,
put
we
on
don't
the
need
beginning.
to do that.
We don't
really,
need to do that, no.
Because you should know what you're listening
I
to.
should know what we're listening to. You tuned in. Yes, welcome everybody. We're going to have a quick chat about some ADHD stuff,
As
which
always.
we're slowly discovering as the months go by. Months feels like months, but actually it's only a few weeks.
It's about a month now.
Yeah. I was reading some stuff because I've started reading. Not started reading. I started
Well
reading.
done, you.
When I was at primary school. This is Pat. Pat has a ball. Pat is a dog.
Okay. Do you want to just...
Yeah, no, I was trying to find out what it is what this is, ADHD, and we've got our two different types. So I want to dig in more about that. You've got
I'm
combined, and I've got inattentive, and there is the other one, hyperactive.
Yeah.
Hyperactive, is that the right word?
Yes.
Yeah,
So that's the
hyperactive,
one
which
where
I've got a tendency
can't.
to, but so we'll dig around in all that over the weeks to come. But some of the stuff I was reading was about sensitivity and being overstimulated and sensory stuff and then some of the things I've seen online on particularly loads and loads of stuff on Instagram of people showing how they shut down and everything becomes too much and it's all chaos and there's a lot of swearing going on, a lot of throwing things and shouting and whatever. And I'm trying to dig around. I'm trying to get my head around what that actually means for me and therefore for you as well, to be overstimulated.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, you're still figuring it out. And trying to pinpoint like the times that you are, and you're working that out slowly in your day to day.
Yeah, and looking back, trying to think, well, was I an idiot then because actually I'd taken on too much and then hadn't I don't know, I'd done something, said something, or just I find it zoning. Is it zoning out when I zone out?
Yeah, so it's sort of your brain switches off from what's happening around
pretty
you.
Much everything.
To try and slowly figure out in your head.
Tell you when I used to do it. I've just thought of this.
Oh, hot off the press.
Just hot out of my brain. I used to get when as a teenager.
Right.
Well, first.
Your teenage years always scare me, but go on.
No. It's when there was we had school discos. When we had a school disco.
You don't need to do that because they still have school discos.
Okay, that's all right then.
Yeah, it's not a past
school
thing.
Discos, and I used to just sit and stare.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
In a corner?
I didn't get them dance. Sometimes it was in a corner, or just even as a group where you sat with your bit of shandy.
That doesn't happen at
well, no, it wasn't school disco. That must have been down the football club.
I was going to say, school discos had shandy. There'd be a lot of paperwork.
No, that was down
involved.
Hinkley Athletic. Down the Athletic. And whatever. Or the rugby club. They had metal nights. That were different. But generally, if there was a school disco or a
so you wouldn't be like
disco,
up dancing like with
no,
everybody.
Partly because I was a boy and teenage boys
so
don't
being
do that
a boy,
particularly. But you just stood or sat and I remember just staring at the lights.
So you weren't running around sliding on your knees?
No. That there were moments of that, but only in gangs, in groups of boys. So, those groups of boys who were really annoying and mess. That was us. But no, I've just become aware of that sense of completely phasing out at a disco.
Yeah.
And of course that would be because there's too much noise, it's too loud.
Because you've got the noise from the music. You've got the noise from kids screaming, enjoying, not screaming as like, not bad screaming, enjoyment screaming.
Woo! Yeah.
Maybe a conversation is happening at the back of you.
Yeah,
You know,
often when there's three conversations around a table, so you might be sat around a table, they're all shouting over the music, whatever.
Yeah, so there was a lot for you when we talk about sensory-wise. That would be your hearing senses would be.
And I used to think I was just bored.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm not sure I was bored. I just couldn't take anything in.
You were bored, you'd go and do something.
I'd go and do something. I suppose so. If I was bored, I'd go and do something more interesting.
Why would you stand there and zone out if you were bored?
Why not go and
do something that you might actually want to go
talk
and
to
do?
somebody and engage? Okay. No, I used to think I was just completely bored. I used to hate. I sort of like going to a disco, but at the same time, I sort of was aware that I would end up just staring. Wow. That's fascinating.
Insight ping.
Insight ping. The insight ping. Yeah. I mean, how does it affect you?
So
sensitivity stuff.
Mine can be quite heightened at certain points of the day. So quietness, I enjoy the quiet because I can think. It's weird because when it's nothing else is happening, my brain kind of goes, oh. Right, we can get stuff done. We're thinking clearly. We are light as a feather.
Yeah, because it's silent.
And
there's nobody there.
Nothing to be done. There might be something to be done.
There's always something.
There is always something.
But I'm not doing it.
My brain feels able to process those things that need to be done because there is nobody talking at me, nobody shouting and screaming in another room, nobody asking.
But obviously that's very different from a 3-year-old, 10-year-old husband, TV.
Yeah, so then
dog,
there's the other times when...
2 cats.
No, 2 cats aren't an issue.
Okay.
Apart from when I get smacked by one because she wants feeding. They're not an issue. But it's very different than when the 2 kids are in the living room and they've got the TV on. So one's listening to the TV, or not really listening to the TV, bouncing off the wall somewhere. One's playing his football, so occasionally just screams at the TV.
Right.
That's not a goal. That's not. And then Dave's going, can we just talk about something? I'm like, no. Or tries and has a conversation with me through all of that. So he'll be in the living room, I'm in the kitchen. And
so what are you doing in that? What are you trying to do?
I'm shutting down.
You just go.
I'm just literally kind of like, my brain can now not function or process anything anybody is saying.
Yeah. You see, one of the things I don't get about that shutting down, I've seen some people say they end up doom scrolling on their
No,
Facebook.
I don't know.
And I can't work that out because to me that's more stimulation.
Yeah.
So if I'm overstimulated,
I think that would be making
I'm zoning out by looking at my phone. It's just more stuff coming in that I can't read, that I can't take in, I can't listen to.
Freezing. And I end up just needing to put my hands over my ears to almost block out any noise.
Yeah.
And close my eyes so then it's dark but minimum noise to then try and go, it's okay.
Yeah, I've got just behind you over there. I've had it for one of the, what do you call them here?
Defenders.
Defenders.
Yeah, defenders.
And I might try using. I've not actually used them for that specific purpose. No, I had them because I used to like to have a quiet time. But where I lived, I used to go out to want to be out in a shed in the garden, but there's so much traffic.
Yeah.
So I put but that was more of a meditative thing as I was doing something. But actually, I might see what happens when I use them just to shut noise out.
Yeah, I think hearing for us is one of our top things.
Is that one of the superpowers? Is that one of our superpowers?
It is one of our superpowers.
That you can hear everything going on in a room at once. And
that then doesn't become a superpower because then we're overstimulated.
Or you cut people out, don't you? Sort of because you're listening to the people on the table behind you.
You're not paying
not paying attention to the person talking to you in front of you.
You hyperfixate on the conversation, like you say.
Oh, hyperfixation.
Behind you.
there's a topic for another podcast.
For another podcast. But then you get like, oh, what's going on? What are they doing? And then without physically kind of going...
Yeah, without turning around and staring at them. But for the first time, it was yesterday actually, I was in a room where we had a drop-in going on, and there was a lot of people coming in and chatting, and it was a vaguely echoey room, and a couple of people were quite loud, and then they needed to start shouting over each other, and I was sat next to someone. And for the first time, I sort of used the ADHD thing in my own head and gone, oh, I know what this is. I'm not... I just felt myself disengaging from the conversation and what was happening in the room. Whereas up to that point, I'd been doing my job and chatting to people and making them cups of tea and making bacon rolls for them. I was just doing my job. But there came a moment when I wasn't doing that anymore. I was just like the disco, wanting to sit. So I deliberately, without saying anything particularly to anybody, I just let them know that I was having a bit of a break. Got up, took myself out, found the quietest room in the building, did what you said, and just blocked my ears, and tried to just sit there for 5 minutes. And that's the first time I've done that, to realise, okay.
And it is a lot, and people go, but it's just conversation. And those that haven't got ADHD will be like, what? They don't quite understand how much a full-on conversation in a noisy place.
Yeah, because of course it's the noise. It's not just noise. It's more conversations. So if someone's having a loud conversation in front of me, and somebody next to me is trying to have a conversation with me, and there's a table behind me of people having a conversation which I can also hear, and there's people in the kitchen talking about bacon sandwiches which I can also hear, and I can hear all of it. And
we might not be necessarily taking everything that we.
No, I'm not taking the details in, but I am.
But we can hear everything.
I am hearing sentences from all over.
And I've been on some lovely catch-ups with some of my friends, and they're going, are you okay? They make sure I'm not sat where something would be a distraction, so we're not by a window, so that then, because I've seen my friend Meg, hi if you listen.
Hi Meg.
She's very much aware that I do zone out of our conversation because something else is. So she's very good at kind of going, we'll go and sit somewhere where you're not necessarily distracted.
You're not having to deal with all the other.
So we were due to kind of meet up when it was the affair was happening in town.
Ugh.
And then they were like, are you okay to meet up? There'll be that's fine. Because it is a lot. It's a lot to kind of have in your brain, because your brain wants to listen to, and it's not like it's not our fault. It just happens.
No, we're just absorbing every sentence, every noise going on.
And there is those moments of I need to stop now. It's not that I'm not enjoying being in your company. It's not that I'm not enjoying.
No, it's not that here. At all.
It's just I need to stop because I'm getting too close to.
In fact, I sometimes quite like being with people who, there's people that have often got ADHD, I suppose, or something, but people who just talk, just constantly talk.
Sorry.
And sometimes it's really useful because you might have got to the point where you've had enough stimulus, and actually, it's not that you don't want to be with them or whatever, but actually you can just sit back
and listen
sort
to
of
them.
stare at them. I know.
Looking like you're paying attention.
I know. And I'm sort of paying attention, but I'm not. But it doesn't bother them whether I'm paying attention or not. Does it, Peter Powers? We'll get you in as a guest. We will get you in as a guest. But that's great, because I love being with Peter, because he would just take the reins. He
will be able to kind of,
and I don't have to do it.
You can kind of sit back.
Yeah.
And it's not being sort of taking over in a bad way.
No.
It's good.
Often it was the end of a busy day. We had lots, because I used to work with him, and a lot of busy days and stuff. And at the end of the day, I'd had enough. But it didn't mean I wanted to be alone. It didn't mean I wanted. So just to go around Peter's, and he would just take over and read and talk and all the time.
And
all I had to do was sit there.
Yeah. So you could still be in that space with everybody else that's happening, and still feel present. And so,
but I didn't need to use the energy.
I
didn't need to draw on any energy.
You could just sit there
to make society happen. Peter made it happen.
And maybe have a little conversation as and when needed, but you didn't need to necessarily. like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is good to find those people that recognise when...
It'd be great to find...
You've had enough.
To find a Meg, yeah.
You know, I've got a Meg, I've got a Sarah.
Yeah, great. Who just know...
Who just know when my capacity of...
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not enjoying it, it's that I'm
full. I'm sort of full.
You're done with... Your social battery, as people would call it, is empty.
Yeah.
And that you will keep going because you don't want to be the party pooper and go, I don't, you know, I'm going home.
I'm going home now. I've had enough.
Because when you say the words "I'm going home" to the wrong people, they're like,
right.
why?
Okay.
You're not.
What's wrong with you?
It's only. It's not that. It's just you need that break, because then in 5-10 minutes you've gained a bit more energy. I don't know how you felt after you went into your little room, just for
so
a
much
bit,
easier to come back out,
and then you came back and felt a bit more energised,
just a bit more space in your head, whatever.
Because people think when you want the space that there's something wrong.
No, that's it. There's nothing wrong. It's just full. It just needs draining out a bit. The pressure needs taking off.
Yeah, and
that's new to me. That's completely not new to me as an experience, because I think if I think back, then I would think there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
I was thinking, why have I disengaged? Whatever. And then I've done a lot of sort of personality type tests and whatever, and realised I was an introvert and I got my energy from being alone and whatever. But it still didn't quite answer everything, in the sense of why is...
And it's not always the being alone that we enjoy. We sometimes I enjoy being alone sometimes, but then sometimes I need people around me to...
Yeah, and sometimes it's not just about energy. It feels like we're talking about energy levels, and the energy levels dropped off, so I need a bit of a rest. It's not that. It's the intensity of it. It actually hurts.
Yeah.
You actually disengage.
And then people wonder...
It's not energy like I'm tired. I can be engaged and tired.
Yeah.
But it's not that. It's that my brain is now not moving,
and
it's like the cogs have stopped.
I don't know whether you find this, but when I'm getting to the real heightened moment, the capability of speaking about a normal subject goes out the window. I can't get words out.
Yeah, so I end up, and we're both chatty, as you know.
Yeah, really? I didn't notice that. Good to know.
But I end up going,
See, I don't do that. I end up going,
oh, right, you can't actually... Or maybe I don't want to do that, and so I just go, yeah.
Yeah. But I think I do that because I've got 2 children who don't understand that mummy is very much overstimulated. And then I've got one, because I can get my words muddled up. So if I get my words muddled up, my son ends up going, well, that's wrong.
That doesn't make any sense.
And I know it doesn't. And then it's like that. Then is with frustration because mummy's got something wrong, and he's picked up on it rather than just ignoring the fact that mummy has got something wrong. So then there's that other bit of So I obviously can't go into a room somewhere else because I've got a 10-year-old and a 3-year-old who has no idea what personal space is. Apart from when he wants it himself, then he understands. But so I have to just kind of keep, and then it ends up being, I just can't speak.
Just locks.
Can't do it because it feels tight.
Yeah, and the alternative to that, which is when I'm on a professional level, that I have to keep going, and then I'm completely exhausted afterwards. So. I was just reflecting on it this weekend when I had some work to do. I have to give a talk, quite a lively one, a lot of kids as well as grown-ups, all age sort of, all guns blazing sort of song and dance routine sort of thing. Not an actual song and dance routine. Dance routines?
Like what, like 1, 2, 3, turn?
None of that. But I was just entertaining for an hour or so. And by the end of it, I'm completely exhausted because it's hard work, because a lot of it I do impro and live on the feet and whatever. But it's also an environment where I have to chat to the folks afterwards. It's not like I just walk away. They want to ask questions. They want to engage, and And I just want to curl up in a ball and go quiet. But I can't do that. I have to go and meet people and chat through things. And that is pushing me beyond where I want to be. But I do it anyway because that's my job.
You want to hide up in a ball to be comfortable, but you sort of have to push past your comfort barrier.
Yeah, I have to somehow unlock the brain. I mean, I think a lot of that is a whole mask going on. A massive mask of me. Yeah. And forgive me if you're listening to this and you've noticed, but a whole mask of me doing all the right things, nodding at the right place, smiling, looking in the face, going.
And you do. You are very good at looking like you're paying attention.
I'm completely dead inside, not dead in a sense of.
I don't think that would be a good one.
No, but it's not. I'm not caring or whatever. But I'm not. I have not much to give to this.
But you're engaging. So you're disengaged from...
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to that motor. So your motor is going.
Motor's whirring away and I'm doing things. And it's fine because I know what I need to do. But at the same time, because I'm forcing myself through it, I would much rather just go away, but I can't. And therefore, I think I just get... And I've started to notice that it's not just I'm exhausted straight after when I get home and I've just go to sleep, but actually the day after now I'm getting to the point where I go, I can't do anything now. I need more time.
It's because you've pushed through that comfort barrier. So then you're using like reserves of something. Again, we do talk about energy, but it's not energy as in tiredness levels. It's just ability to cope.
Just that space in there, isn't
so that when you wake up in the morning, people would go, well, you'll be refreshed, you'll be ready to start the day. And actually,
I just want to sleep.
It's a continuous thing. If you haven't stopped and given your time to kind of go, I am not seeing anybody today. I am not talking to anybody today.
Yeah. I said I want to sleep. I don't want to sleep, actually. I just thought, it's that. I don't want to see anybody today.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk. If I can find a space that's absolutely quiet.
Yeah.
That's
You'd be happy to do. Like you said, you don't want to sleep.
Unmush. It all needs to
But then, speaking to people in general, that is the best way to describe it. Is just I want to sleep.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not sleep you want because you've been asleep. You've had your sleep.
Silence.
It's just not having to have to do anything that involves...
Which includes thinking stuff through sometimes. I don't mind thinking some things through, but it includes...
So somebody can't come up to you and be like, so what's the plan?
Oh, no. There is no plan. No, you tell me what we're doing.
And I will happily follow.
Or I won't. I'll say, not today, thank you very much.
No.
We're sort of run out of time, which is a shame because I was going to talk about this oversensitivity to when I'm talking to a group of people.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware of everybody's sort of energy and noises they might make. So I get easily distracted by... I have to have the door shut, and if somebody's sweet wrappers and things like that, or somebody shuffling in their pocket or whatever, I'm suddenly aware. I'm aware all the time, which sometimes is a superpower because I can read the energy of the room and know where it needs directing and where it needs lifting up. Sometimes a complete distraction. I actually, because a lot of stuff I do is improvised.
Yeah.
I can join it in.
You can
quite
sort
fun.
of like make it.
Sometimes it make it part of what I'm saying, but sometimes I just get distracted and then you go, why is she looking at her handbag? And you're trying to talk about one thing, and your brain's going,
thinking,
why is she looking at her handbag? She's bored. What am I going to do to re-engage her or whatever? Or can I help her if she lost her? And almost you want to stop and say, should we just stop a moment and ask this woman why she's looking at her handbag?
Yeah, you can't do that in your job. That's not...
not really. I've done that. Maybe.
But maybe we can touch upon that.
Yeah, maybe we should come back to this and sensitivity.
And I think a lot of our subjects will probably end up having round two. But because the more you talk about it and the more you're reading about stuff and the more you're figuring out your ADHD.
Which is what we're doing.
Which is what we are doing.
We're figuring out ADHD.
Out loud.
And we've done it now. Sorry, I'm going to stop you there. Whatever you're thinking,
stop.
Save it for another time.
Bye.
Because we are pushing the time. Yeah.
Okay, I'll say bye again then.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Music written by Benjamin Tissot, supplied by bensound.com. Free music for videos. A Dad and His Daughter podcast is a Perfect Little Gentleman production.